In today's episode, ticket, age and EMR is incorrect, but DOB is correct. Resolution, patient is wrong. User is wrong. System working as intended. Are you sure you want to fire me? I need money for my precious time. Well, here's karma for you, sir. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Ticket, age and EMR is incorrect, but DOB is correct. Resolution, patient is wrong. User is wrong. System working as intended. I'm an IT manager. I've got 15 years of experience in IT, with 10 of it working for MSPs, and the last several managing the IT department of a local hospital with about 600 users. I've dealt with a lot of dumb stuff and talked to a lot of dumb people. I like to think I'm pretty good at being jovial, sympathetic, and tactful. Sometimes, though, it's really hard. Ticket description, age on patient's encounter, visit, shows 63, but they are 62. DOB is correct, 2/20/59. I cannot change because the system auto-populates the age. Me, hey, I'm getting back to you about the ticket you put in. User, yeah, it says she's 63, but she's 62, and I can't fix it. Me, did she say she's 62? User, yeah. Me, look, there's not a nice way to put this, but she's wrong. She's 63. User, but if you Google it, it says she's 62. Me, well, if you Google it without the exact date, it's probably assuming you were born in the middle of the year, and she wasn't. She was born in February. User, hold on. It's too early for this. Thinks for a minute. Google says she's 62. Me, she was born in February 1959, and it's March 2022. Her birthday was last month and she's 63. User, but she says she's 62. Me, well, she may not like it, but she's 63. User, okay. I don't even know. It's too early for this. I'll just leave it. Edit, new update. Turns out the patient may have dementia. The user went to talk to her about the age thing, and the patient apparently got angry that the user said she was 63. When the patient went in for a procedure, the patient told the doctor they were supposed to be prepping her right side, and the doc said, "I am prepping your right side." The patient then held up her left hand and said, "This is my right side." I took the liberty of calling someone up the chain on the clinical side and relaying this. Are you sure you want to fire me? English is not my native language, so please forgive any typos. Couple of years ago, I worked in a big energy infrastructure company. I worked there for over 4 years, starting out as a technician. But because I'm a very IT-oriented person, I soon found myself doing server maintenance and also new server room builds. Because of the nature of the industry in my country, I happen to be one of the few on-site IT support guys in the whole country. Later, I found myself to be the only one since all the others moved to different positions. I also did regular energy production maintenance, because for some reason the company felt they didn't need a full-time on-site IT support. About 3.5 years to my employment, I was diagnosed with an illness that affected my production maintenance part greatly. In fact, I couldn't do that anymore at all. I won't go into details with this. I could and was still doing the on-site IT support and installations, since I was by far the most qualified and also the only one who was doing that at the moment. Our main IT crew was located in another country, but I still made friends with most of them in my years of on-site IT support. At some point, when the equipment was already aged many years, we started having problems with it. I begun having jobs hundreds of kilometers away, and also in completely different maintenance areas as well, because all of the other support guys moved to different positions. I had a colleague in maintenance that I started to take along to some of the jobs, just because I really needed some help. Some of the tasks took several days, sometimes even a week of traveling to do them all. He wasn't really qualified for IT, but I thought he'll learn as I teach him. It turned out he actually learned some, but he was also very sloppy, and got distracted very quickly. One time he even got himself electrocuted with the mains rail when doing server maintenance. But it is a completely different story. It turned out that the company was not happy because of the illness I had, and wanted me out. I could still do the IT stuff completely fine, but since that was not the position they hired me for, they started to give me some hard time. I contacted some of my colleagues abroad and they all said they really needed me for IT support and installations. After some time, the big bosses decided they didn't need me anymore since I was not able to do the work they originally hired me for. Let me remind you, at this time I was the only on-site IT support guy in the whole country that was qualified to do that job. Some months go by and I was eventually fired. I tried to fight this termination with a union lawyer, with my boss and other colleagues in the maintenance, but with no luck. I had 6 months left and then I was out. I had no problem doing IT support because my illness didn't really affect that part of the job. Almost immediately after I was no longer working, I started getting phone calls from the colleague I previously tried to train for the same job I was doing. He had his hands full with all the stuff I used to do before, but I could clearly tell he had not listened the half of what I told him. He was calling me to ask for the most basic questions of how to do maintenance and troubleshooting. I was dumbfounded that they actually moved this guy to IT support, since he had absolutely no idea how to do it, and I also recall telling my boss that this guy is no fit for this job. After a while I heard that the local boss, who was a really nice guy and on my side, was in trouble because he had no qualified local IT support for server maintenance, and the guys abroad were asking what happened to me, and they needed stuff to be done. To this date they haven't got anyone qualified to do the job, and the guys abroad regularly have to travel hundreds or even thousands of kilometers to do maintenance and installations that I previously completed in some hours. I can't see how the company saved money on this. It's crazy how detached most of the management is from the actual work and tasks. I need money for my precious time. Well, here's karma for you, sir. I work in tech support for an internet provider. Had this one customer be transferred to me from another department mad that his HBO Max app is not working. HBO Max is a free subscription we offer with the service. The app was not playing anything. I told the CX to reinstall it and magically, it started working. It would be great, but then he asked for credit for the time he spent on a phone with the previous agent to have it fixed. I had a rough day, so I asked my manager if we could give him credit to have him off my back. My manager finally agreed to $5 goodwill credit. I told the CX about it, and he had the audacity to laugh at me and ask for a supervisor. Well, he made a mistake. My supervisor denied any credit to him because he obviously wasn't entitled to it, as we don't own HBO and HBO subscription is just a little nice thing we gave him, and we also found this is not the first time this guy tried this trick to get money, and last time he succeeded. Oh well. Could have agreed to the $5. Annoying but satisfying in the end, made my statistics worse with the supervisor escalation, but it was worth it.